Michael reached out his long arm to block my way, and asked with a dark face, "Where are you going so late at night?" "I am going to take a bath." I stammered and pushed him aside to go out directly. Fan Yuan was standing in the corridor and saw me leaving. She walked over to Michael and asked him, "That old bossy, where are you going so late?" Michael glared at her without answering, only saying, "Tell Lin Fan to send someone to follow her." I drove to the appointed Manor Hotel and reported the VIP box number. The staff led me to the second floor. I didn't expect the person waiting in the box to be Michael's eldest brother, Jing Wen's. "Eldest brother, why are you here?" I had a bad feeling, but I couldn't leave right away. "Why can't it be me?" Jing Wen smiled at me, with a gentlemanly face and gestured, "Take a seat first." He tried to sit down first, and said, "I invited you here today to talk about the Royal Cuisine restaurant. I haven't heard that the Jinshi Group has plans to enter the catering industry recently." "It's not Jinshi, it's a personal investment of mine. This is a special jasmine tea I had someone prepare for you. I don't drink. It's not alcohol, it's grape-flavored juice." "Eldest brother, sorry, I don't have the habit of drinking beverages at night." "You're not giving your eldest brother face. Your eldest brother wants to invest in your Royal Cuisine restaurant, but you don't even want to have a drink with me." Ji Wen's raised his glass. "One drink, just one. Your eldest brother won't force you to drink more." Having said that, I couldn't refuse to drink anymore. I drank the cup of jasmine, and a spicy taste exploded in my mouth. It was clearly a very strong alcohol, and it was too late for me to spit it out. "You lied to me, this isn't juice." "Don't worry, little sister-in-law, it's just a glass of wine, it's okay. Come on, let's continue talking about the investment in the Royal Cuisine restaurant." Ji Wen looked at me and reached across the table, pressing his hand onto the back of mine. "Little sister-in-law, you don't know. Your eldest brother is different from your ruthless zombie husband. Your eldest brother has the softest heart. Just spend the night with your eldest brother and I'll give you whatever you want, not just money." I shook off Ji Wen's hand. "Ji Wen, if you dare to mess around, I'll call the police." "Call the police? Let's see who the police will believe, you or me." Ji Wen opened his arms and charged towards me. I stood up to run, but felt the alcohol making my legs weak. "Help! Help!" My hand had just reached the door handle when my waist was clamped by Ji Wen's arm and dragged back. I felt a surge of despair, not knowing what to do, when the door of the box was suddenly knocked on. After 2 knocks, a low male voice came in. "Mr. Jin's deputy, your wife is downstairs and heading this way." Damn it, how did that shrew know I was here? Jin Wenbo was extremely lustful but also extremely afraid of his wife. He immediately straightened his clothes, not caring whether the news was true or not, and rushed out of the door. I collapsed on the floor, unable to stop the fear that was welling up inside me. A man in a black uniform quickly walked in and helped me up. "Who are you?" I scrutinized him. The man had a handsome face. "Madam Shaw, I am Lin Feng, Mr. Jin, as personal bodyguard. Thank you, you're welcome. Please leave immediately. Deputy Jin will be back any moment." Jin Wenguo, as wife didn't come, it was just Lin Feng, as ruse to lure the enemy away. Lin Feng drove me back to Solitary Moon Villa. I was a bit tipsy, and I staggered into the hall after getting off the car. Shao Tzu saw me and immediately came over to support me. "Madam, why are you so drunk?" I shook my head. I only had 1 glass, but the liquor was too strong. 1 glass is equivalent to several bottles of regular liquor. "Let me help you upstairs." Shao Tzu was worried. "No, you go to bed. I'll go up by myself." I made my way upstairs holding onto the wall. As soon as I entered the bedroom, I saw Michael standing there with his arms crossed. He was wearing a black silk pajama, standing under the crystal chandelier, looking extremely noble and graceful, but his face was too gloomy, and his aura was terrifying. "Ava, you're amazing. You dare to provoke Jin Wenbo for money. I dared to ask him to send Lin Feng to rescue me, but you repaid me like this." Before I could explain, Michael spoke again. "How much did Jin Wenbo give you for sleeping with him for 1 night? What does he think of you? A prostitute? That's too insulting." I was furious and fought back with my drunken courage. Why do you ask? Are you going to give me double? Double? Michael sneered. Don't forget, I paid 80 million in one lump sum. Sleeping with me for a lifetime is free. You can sleep with me for free if you want, but you can't stop me from earning extra money outside. Ava, Michael pressed my shoulders and pushed me onto the bed. He glared at me, his eyes blazing with anger. Do you know what you're saying? I said I love money and I want to earn extra money outside. I spoke recklessly to anger him. With a loud slap, Michael ripped my collar apart, exposing my pale shoulders and black lace blouse to the air. I felt a chill on my chest and quickly covered my breasts. I looked up and glared at the man in front of me. Michael, what are you doing? You dare to misbehave with me? Even if it's within marriage, as long as I don't agree, forcing yourself on me is a crime. You're so bold when you speak recklessly, but now you're scared. Get out of my way. Eugene family members are all likers. I struggled under him, but the more I struggled, the bigger the rip in my clothes became, revealing my exquisite figure. Michael's throat convulsed, and the same restless feeling as on our wedding night seemed to be rising again. Stop struggling, then let me go. Let me go. I bit Michael's arm. Michael pushed me away, and got off the bed. I immediately grabbed a pillow to cover my chest, retreated to the head of the bed, and glared at Michael with vigilance. Don't come any closer. Michael glanced at the row of bite marks on his arm, and didn't bother to argue with me anymore. Ava, remember, her leg was directly draped over his abdomen. Ava, who had clearly been drinking, didn't have a trace of alcohol on her, but instead emanated a faint fragrance. That fragrance was like the delicate tuberose, soft and subtle. She was aroused again, damn it. Michael pushed me away, and threatened me in measured tones. Ava, you'd better not play any tricks. The woman beside him sobbed twice, and rolled back to her own side of the bed. I faced away from her, leaving a slender and exquisite silhouette in the darkness. Finally, they stopped, and Michael was overwhelmed by a sudden emptiness, keeping him awake all night. I slept until dawn, waking up to find Michael nowhere beside me. It was unusual for him not to be in bed during the day. I searched the bedroom and the dressing room, but couldn't find him, guessing that he must have gone into the secret room again. I washed up and changed clothes, feeling a headache from the hangover. Just as I was about to go downstairs and ask Xiaozi to cook a hangover soup, the phone rang. It was my mother, Chen Yumai. Ava, come to the hospital quickly, your brother is dying. I couldn't afford to think about my headache and rushed to the hospital immediately. My brother, Shen Zhenchen, was being resuscitated, and Chen Yumai was pacing anxiously outside the operating room. When she saw me, she rushed over and hugged me tightly. Ava, what should we do? Zhenchen suddenly stopped breathing this morning. What should we do? If anything happens to him, I won't leave either. Mom, calm down, I soothed her, rubbing her back. Let's trust the doctors, okay? Chen Yumai was still crying hysterically, and I felt sad too. This year had been incredibly difficult for our Shen family. First, the royal cuisine restaurant was struggling, then my father passed away, and now it was my brother's turn. I helped my mother sit down on a bench and held her hand to comfort her. It was rare for us mother and daughter to be so intimate, but at this moment, we were each other's support. The surgery lasted for more than 2 hours, and when the doctor came out, he looked exhausted. The patient needs to be transferred to the ICU. Tonight is critical. If he can survive this day and night, he should be out of immediate danger. Upon hearing this, Chen Yumai wept again. Zhenchen, I want to see him. Mom. The ICU didn't allow visitors, so I told her to go home and rest. You've been at the hospital for so many days without a good night's sleep. If you keep this up, you'll collapse. I'll be here, and I'll notify you if there's any news. No, I am not going back. Your brother isn't out of danger yet, and I won't be able to sleep at home. Chen Yumai refused to leave, so I had no choice but to accompany her to the ICU entrance at Gu Villa. The night grew deeper. Fan Yuan yawned and looked at Jin Zangting, who was dressed in all black, confirming repeatedly, Are you sure you want to go out and look for little sister-in-law? Since waking up from the accident, Jin Zhangting had basically stayed within the confines of juvenile ward exposure, never venturing out. It was unexpected that today he would make an exception for this newlywed wife, who had washed away his past. Although Michael didn't want to admit it, Fan Yuan knew that this fairy-like little sister-in-law had probably already captured the heart of this cold-faced devil. Such is fate, and such is destiny.